I just recently got platinum trophies on each of the Atelier games, so I decided I'd make a review and comparison of the three. They will be in order, but I'll have timestamps just in case. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Before I begin with the detailed review, I'd like to mention a few things. The Atelier games are time limited, much similar to that of the Persona series, so you will have to plan out what you do and make multiple saves in case of messing up. I will go into this more later in the review. The games consist of multiple endings, both good and bad, which can be earned depending on how you play and finish the game. There's New Game Plus, and the games range about 20 to 100 hours depending on how you play. All three Atelier games will be friendly for both old and new players. I myself hadn't played any previous Atelier game when I picked up Atelier Rorona, so there's nothing to really worry about. You also don't need to play through Rorona or Totori to play Meruru, as most past related things will be mentioned just for the sake of new players. For those who did play through the previous ones, will just have a faster understanding on certain parts of the game and recognize some of the previous characters and items. The game at first will feel really slow, but things will get much faster as you continue through. The Atelier series isn't intended for everyone, but by the end of this review it may clear up some things if you are considering getting any of the games. As for which Atelier is better, they improve in both gameplay and visuals as you move on to the next one, so Meruru is pretty much the better of the three. There is also DLC available for the games, but they are limited to extra characters, song packs, or anything that doesn't affect the original storyline. So starting with Atelier Rorona, the story revolves around a girl named Rorona who lives in Arland, which is a simple traditional kingdom. Rorona is one of the only alchemists in the world and resides in an atelier, otherwise known as a workshop, with another alchemist named Astrid, who happens to be her master but a complete lazy ass that sleeps all day. One day a messenger is sent to tell the girls that their atelier is being shut down and the kingdom plans to build a factory in its place, because alchemy is both unknown and holds no use to them. So after convincing the messenger, they decide that they will test Rorona, giving her a task every month for the next 3 years. So that's pretty much where the game comes in. Your job is to do the assignments that the kingdom offers you, mostly involving synthesizing items for them using alchemy. Synthesis is the process of combining 2 or more items to create something new. You will later find new recipes, and as you synthesize more and more, Rorona will become a stronger alchemist, allowing her to make more difficult recipes. You will create the items, simply turn them in, and then be evaluated at the ending date. Atelier Rorona consists of only one town, which is where you will be doing your alchemy, taking and turning in assignments and side quests, as well as progression with the other characters. Majority of the ingredients are obtained through exploration and scavenging, but there will be a few shops that sell ingredients to make things less tedious, although they will be limited in quality. There is also friendship development, which involves doing certain tasks for the characters. This will raise their relationship towards you, resulting in unlocking different events and possible endings. As for adventuring in Atelier Rorona, the world map consists of different regions that have multiple areas with different enemies and ingredients. Every time you enter a new area, it will take up a certain amount of days. Once you're in a gathering area, there will be gathering points where you can pretty much collect. The more you gather at multiple points, it will end up taking more time, which result in days. Aside from doing mainline quests and adventuring, there will be side quests you can do which are helping random customers in their everyday lives. These customers request items that can be synthesized or gathered, and you pretty much make or get it for them. Finishing these quests will reward you with monies and increase Rorona's popularity in the kingdom, which can result in events. Later you will be rewarded in tickets, which can be traded for items. Atelier Rorona runs on a visual novel type system, and there is little to no dynamic movement. Despite the game being dual audio, there will be a benefit in playing the game via Japanese audio, since about 90% of the game will be voiced, whereas the localization team did not cover all the events that the Japanese did. Lastly, Atelier Rorona's battle system is traditional to most Japanese RPGs. Having a turn-based system with the simple options of attack, defend, skills, and escape will make the battles feel a bit empty. The only unique feature is that Rorona is the only character with the items function, in which she can only use synthesized items. The second of the Atelier games is Atelier Totori, the Adventurer of Arland. The story is about an alchemist named Totori who lives in Alanya, a small village in the Republic of Arland. Totori is the apprentice of Rorona, and she dreams of following her mother's footsteps in becoming the world's greatest adventurer. In Atelier Totori, you will be focused more on adventuring. In Atelier Totori, you gain an adventurer's license which expires in 3 years. To make this license permanent, you must reach a certain ranking before the 3 years pass. Your license comes with a set of goals that by accomplishing can gain points and rank up. These goals involve exploring places, killing a certain amount or specific of a monster, and even synthesizing. In the end, you can choose which you want to do or ignore. The map differs from the first game since there's just one big map with many different areas. There will be more freedom, but moving around will take up a certain amount of days. As you rank up, more areas will unlock for you to explore. Synthesis will be very similar to the first game, and there is much more ingredients and recipes in Atelier Totori. Atelier Totori has a new cast of characters and a few which feel similar to the previous game. These characters will be available for party and have events of their own. There will also be customer quests like the first game, but there will be no popularity gain to make things simpler. Although Atelier Totori takes place in Alanya village, you will still be able to access Arland, and many characters from the previous game will be there. Both locations will have their own workshop and customer quests, but Arland will exclusively have access to certain shops. Aside from very familiar faces from the previous game, a few new characters will be in Arland as well, so you have to travel back and forth to access each character. Exploration and gathering in areas will still be the same, but the battle system will have a few new additions and look a lot flashier. Skills will now take up MP, and there will be a new meter labeled LP, which stands for stamina. Each attack in battle, synthesis in the workshop, and movement on the world map will take up LP, which can lower her strength and defense in battle flow. The third and last game in the Atelier series is Atelier Meruru, the Apprentice of Arland. You play as a girl named Meruru, who is the apprentice of Totori, as well as the princess of a small kingdom called Arles. The story is about Meruru wanting to become an alchemist, but her father does not give her permission as he feels Meruru should be setting a better example for the kingdom. Meruru persuades her father with the idea that she can help develop the kingdom with alchemy, but she is limited to a few years since Arles plans to merge with Arland. So it's up to you to develop Arles as much as possible before merging with Arland. So what makes this game better than the other two? Well, Atelier Meruru offers more gameplay and better visuals, but also has extra content. Even though each Atelier game offers replay value with New Game Plus, Atelier Meruru has extras that can be unlocked only through a second playthrough. This allows players an alternate ending and more to expect in their second run. A free downloadable dungeon is also available for hardcore players who want a challenge. The voice cast for both English and Japanese is by far the best in the series, plus there are a lot of popular voice actors that many will recognize. Despite all the good things about Atelier Meruru, I will also go over the downsides. The world map will have fewer areas to explore than Atelier Totori. Synthesis will also be quite brutal and tedious, as many recipes will involve lots of work and dedication. Lastly, monsters can sometimes be a little too overpowered without proper equipment, and even synthesizing the best equipment or items can take a really long time. Overall, Atelier Meruru can be difficult and frustrating at first, but once you get into it, the game can be really addictive and fun. The main quest in Atelier Meruru will be similar to both Atelier Rorona and Totori. You will be given assignments that are requested by the people of Arles that in some way help the development of the kingdom. The quests can range from synthesis, clearing monsters, gathering, delivering, and even exploring areas. As you progress through the game, more quests will become available to Meruru, and depending on which ones you finish can alter the game's ending. In Atelier Meruru, players can take their time since there is no consequence for not completing main quests, but yearly goals will be set. Upon completing a task, Meruru will be rewarded in development points. Earning a set amount of development points will rank up the kingdom. The points can also be used to create buildings that can help Meruru in her quest. Each building will have a certain effect and a set amount of days for it to be made. Depending on how many tasks you complete, you will be limited to the number of buildings you can create. I mentioned earlier that the map will have fewer exploration areas than Atelier Totori, but the exploration process will be the same. The kingdom at first will seem a little empty, but as you continue to develop, the kingdom will grow even bigger in size. Synthesis will still be the same as the previous games, but will be a lot more challenging. There will be even more recipes and ingredients than Atelier Totori, but many of the recipes can be recognized from the previous games. You will not be able to revisit Arland or Arles, but there will be many characters from the previous games as well as a couple of new ones. There are a total of 9 characters that can join the party, excluding Meruru, which gives players a wide range to choose from. The battles in Atelier Meruru will be similar to the previous Atelier games. They are turn-based and consist of up to 3 party members at a time. There will be fewer bosses overall, but the game makes up for that by making the enemies much more challenging. A new feature is that certain characters will have special traits such as double hits or area attacks, which can help depending on the type of enemies being fought. There will be more skills available for each character, and they will be a lot flashier in cinematics compared to Atelier Totori. Meruru will also be able to use assist combos, which can help her deal massive damage depending on the items being used. Lastly, each character will have their own special attack, which if happens to be the winning strike, will result in a finisher version of that special attack along with that character's theme song. This concludes my review, and I hope you enjoyed it. If there is anything else you want to know, just ask away and I'll reply when I can. Also feel free to like or subscribe, as I will have more vids up in the future. Thank you.